Hey there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about how to make the most of your single life. So you guys know for the fall, I've been doing more videos about singleness. One, because a lot of you guys have asked me to do it, just in general, because a lot of you guys are also single moms, or maybe you don't have children, but you're just single. And ever since I did one video months ago about it, you guys are like, we need to see more. And two, for cuffing season. Now, if you don't know, I actually did a video like explaining a little bit more about cuffing season and purpose partners and dating and all that. You could go check it out and I'll link it down below. But basically, cuffing season is the time between like August and like February, where singles really are looking for a bae. Now, some people take this seriously. Some people are just like, hey, it would be nice to have someone. And some people are unbothered either way. And so usually this time of year, especially, November and December to Valentine's Day, gets even harder because this is the time where people are getting engaged. This is the time where people want to be cuddled up by the fireplace, drinking hot cocoa with some fine thing sitting next to them, or you're going to family functions or, Friendsgiving or whatever, and you just want somebody to bring with you. Like, you're tired of showing up alone, right? And so a lot of singles feel the weight this time of year and they feel like their life is over. Like, this just completely sucks. Not to mention, like I said, with people getting engaged, or you just see the cute little couple and family pics. It's like a constant reminder of like, you're single, you're single. Maybe this is my first video of mine that you're watching. I am a single mother. I have one child and I've been single for the past 4.5 years. Majority of that was intentional singleness. It's not like I couldn't have hopped into a relationship, but I wanted to be single, one, because I was pregnant with my son, and I'm not trying to date a guy while I'm pregnant. That's just me. No shade if that was you that did that, but for me, I didn't want to do that. And on top of that, I was a new mom. I wanted to get acclimated with like what that looked like and just really figure out like from here on out, what do I need in a man and what would I like to have? And so I spent the last 4 years really just falling back from the dating scene. But those 4 years were not me sitting in a depressed state like, oh my goodness, I don't have a man. Like, don't get me wrong, you have your days, it really hits you. But for the most part, I've been dipping and doing it in my goals and my accomplishments and things that I just wanted to do for myself. So trust and believe, I've accomplished a lot these past 4 years and I've grown a lot, which is even more important, right? And so I only really started dipping back into the dating scene the past 6 months, and boy, it is ghetto out here. Why didn't y'all tell me it was so ghetto? Like, a lot changes in the dating scene. I don't know about y'all, but I'm usually single for a long period of time in between relationships, but my relationships are usually long-term relationships as well. And so when I'm single, I don't just dive back into dating. I usually take some time to focus on me. So by the time I get back into the dating scene, I'm like, this is what y'all doing now? This is what's going on? Like, y'all, I feel like a grandmother out here, but nevertheless, today we are going to dive into tips on how you could be single and happy, and why you could thrive while you are single, because at the end of the day, it is not the end of the world, and society can make you feel that way. Social media can definitely make you feel that way because people do team too much online with their relationships. I mean, we get it. You're in love. We love your love, and I'm not saying everybody does this. Some people are really just living this life, but there also is a lot of fakery that goes on online, and people embellish as well. And sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. And so you can end up really putting yourself through mental turmoil, just consuming a bunch of content online, and then it just makes you go down a slippery slope. So what we want to do is give you tips on how to be happy and single, because it's very much possible, and how you can thrive, because at the end of the day, this is actually a really great time for you to get certain things accomplished. So let's go ahead and dive on into the tips. So the first tip that I have is to fall in love with you again. What do you like to do? What are some things that maybe when you're in a relationship you put on the back burner or you forget about because it's all about your spouse? Not your spouse in every case, but your significant other. It's all about the relationship, compromise, working together, all that fun stuff that we love to talk about. So what are the things that you don't get to do when you're in a relationship, or that you hardly get to do? And you can do those things now. Maybe if you like taking trips alone and you didn't really get to ever do that when you were in a relationship, take some trips alone. Maybe if you have some weird, quirky kind of things that you're into, like, I don't know, there's all sorts of different stuff, and you didn't want to do it because you were embarrassed to do it in front of your significant other, do it, have fun with it. Go to conventions. Like, let's say you're into cosplay. I think that's how you say it, cosplay, for instance, and maybe you were in a relationship and your partner was like, well, what are you doing that for? That's whack. And so you buried that part of you. Now that you're single, you can cosplay, go to conventions, go to meetups, like have fun, do what you love to do, and you'll even position yourself to meet someone who shares similar interests with you anyway. So, you know, just enjoy you, be you, fall in love with you. You know, another thing that you can do, take yourself out on trips, take yourself out on dates, like go out to eat by yourself, go to the movies by yourself. And if you've never done it or you've been fearful to do it, I'm telling you right now, once you do it once or twice or enough times, you're gonna actually like doing it. And in some cases, you might prefer to do it. Like, I started going to the movies by myself in 2015. I was still with my son's father at this time, but he was already starting to act real weird. So, you know, I had left the government too. So it was just kind of my time to just like discover myself and, you know, do what I want to do. And so, I just would go to the movies by myself. I would go out to eat by myself. I would go to matinees. That's one thing I prefer, a matinee. Everybody wants to go to the movies at night, but I fall asleep at night because the chairs are way too comfortable in the dark room and all that. But nevertheless, I would go to matinees. I would go out to eat by myself. I ain't had to pay for nobody else. Okay, amen, somebody. I would just go, like, book a hotel room for the weekend and just spoil myself, get room service, eat at the fancy restaurant at the hotel, drive around, go to a winery, you know, just enjoy myself and not have to worry about appeasing anybody else or doing what they want to do or spending on somebody else. Like, I could just do me. So do that. Fall in love with you. Spoil you. You deserve it. And I actually did a video series about loving yourself. Now, the videos were made for Instagram TV, so you can see it on my YouTube channel, but it's going to be formatted for IGTV. Just look at my faith videos playlist. I did it for Valentine's Day this year because I wanted to encourage singles. And I basically go through 1 Corinthians 13 and the characteristics of what the Bible says love is. And so you can kind of go through it and see, am I loving myself? You know, am I going through these steps with myself, not just for somebody else? So go check that out, and I'll link that playlist down below. Now, the second tip, position yourself to thrive. You know, is there a business idea that you've wanted to start but you never did? Because again, when you're in a relationship, you tend to think about the other person, especially if you think this might end in marriage, because you're like, well, if I do this, like, I'm gonna need their support, or they might actually need to be a part of it, or it's gonna affect their life. You know, and let's say you wanted to be a missionary and whoever you're with is like, yeah, that's not for me. I'm not trying to move out the country. I'm not trying to go live in other countries or other cities and preach the word. And so you never did it because, of course, you're trying to think about your partner, especially, like I said, if y'all planning for the future. But now that you're single, go do that. Go be a missionary. Go start the business. Go invest in yourself and do what you want to do. You know, maybe try out for the promotion on your job. Maybe you had a partner or partners in the past that were like, oh, you don't need to get a promotion. You're going to be too busy. You're not going to have time for me. And they would just kind of discourage you from achieving your goals. Like, go ahead and do that. Like, position yourself to thrive now. So when you meet somebody, you're already underway with these things. You know, you already have had the business. You already have been on this career path or what have you. You know, you already have been working towards your health and your fitness goals. If you wanted to work on certain things that maybe you have certain health issues that you haven't been able to really pay attention to, or you just have certain fitness goals that you want to achieve for yourself, for your own well-being, for your own happiness, you know, do those things. So when the next person comes along, they see you've already been working on this. You've already had these things in progress. So now they either get with it or they get lost, you know. It is what it is, you know. And I feel like that's a healthier position to be in sometimes, because now they don't have the wiggle room to try to talk you out of it. I already have this business. I already am in this career. You know, I already see where I'm going with this. So if you don't partner well with me on these things, then you're probably not the person for me. And it just gives you clarity for when you do start seeking, you know, a relationship. Third tip is to stay away from consuming too much relationship content, y'all. Like, I'm telling you right now, like I said earlier, social media will have you out here bugging. Like, why don't I have somebody? I need somebody in my life. You know, I am a failure. I'm lame because I'm single. What's wrong with me? Everybody else is getting a babe but me. Like, what's wrong? Am I just not that attractive? Like, you will literally end up picking yourself apart because it seems like literally every day, every other second, somebody is getting engaged, somebody's getting into a relationship. And on social media, they're not just gonna get into the relationship. It's like the guy's gonna whisk her away on some Parisian weekend getaway and ask her to be his girlfriend, or if he's proposing, he's gonna like get the what's that dance group, the Rock Sets or something like that. He's gonna like get them to come and dance for her, and he's gonna get down on one knee, and Boyz II Men is gonna come out and he's gonna propose, and it's just gonna be like the most. And I'm not hating, like, trust me, do you, if you can afford it, go big. Like, I'm sure she deserves it, but I'm just saying, as a single, it's gonna make you feel some type of way, like, dang, like, I'm not getting that, and I mean, honestly, even if you're in a relationship, it can make you start to covet and get jealous, but that's a whole nother episode on this channel, because you have to really guard your eyes and your heart, whether you're single or not, because when you start comparing, you're going to start picking yourself apart, and you're not going to value where you're at in life or what you have, like I said, because your man might not do all of that. He might not be into the grandiose stuff, and so you might be like, dang, like, I don't have a good man. He could very well be the one for you, but you're comparing too much. And as a single, it can definitely have you out here feeling like, I am a loser, because unless I get that on that level, then I'm not worth it. And it's like, you're still valuable. Like, you still have work to do. You still have a purpose to be here, and you can do so much in your single season. Like, one thing that I absolutely love in my single season is that by the time I meet the one for me, the guy that God has for me, I can say, like, I actually did what I wanted to do in my single season. I found my purpose, which is something else you could do right now. Discover your purpose. I started businesses I wanted to start. I've lost the weight. I'm still losing, but I've lost the weight. I've been able to travel. I've been able to just really like go meet people, network, and just enjoy myself, and not feel like I was literally just waiting for him to show up. And so by the time he comes, this show is already in progress. You're just coming now to add your own enhancement, but I'm not looking for you to complete me. And so don't ever put yourself in a box or in a position where you're like, I need someone to complete me. I'm not going to be who I am unless I have a partner. No, sis, you can still accomplish a lot by yourself. And it's not that you're going to wield it over his head like, I got this, I got that. Like, no. But it's just the fact of like, there's still things that you can accomplish. There's still work that you can do. So don't be like sitting on your thumbs just waiting for a man to come. Because the reality is, if you're not content with yourself and you're not happy with yourself, a partner is not going to help you feel better about yourself. If anything, it's going to expose the insecurities that you already have. It's going to expose the internal problems you already have. So definitely work on yourself. My last tip, honestly, is to embrace the journey. A lot of times we are so focused on the destination. I gotta get a man. I gotta get engaged. I gotta get married. I gotta have kids. And you don't really enjoy the journey. Like, the journey is preparing you for the destination. Like, when you finally do meet that man of your dreams, the love of your life, you would have appreciated the times when you were single, when you could come home and your house is exactly how you left it, when you can have food in the fridge and nobody eats it, when you had the time to discover yourself and your purpose and to do the things that you wanted to do without having to compromise. You will have been able to say, like, I did that, and you'll be in a position where you can appreciate it. And not only that, but in your singleness, while you wait, it's teaching you discernment, it's teaching you patience, it's teaching you hard work on your goals and stuff like that. It's teaching you so many different things and strengthening so many qualities and characteristics within you that it's like, it's gonna help you be a better wife, sis. It's gonna help you be a better wife. It's gonna help you be a better partner. So that way, the man that's for you can also appreciate you and can also see, like, you know what, this journey was worth it for me as well. So appreciate the journey, appreciate every single day, because you never know when he might show up in your life, and he might just come way faster than you imagine. I know one woman I follow online, really, really love her ministry. She started out 2020 single as a dollar bill. No prospects, nothing, just her and God and her goals and her taking care of her children and all that. And by July of this year, she was married to the man that God has for her. Excellent husband, wonderful man. I mean, they are just the cutest thing ever, and they really just come together and sharpen each other in purpose, and there's so many different things. But from January to like mid-February, she had no prospects. And she knew him, but she was just doing her thing. And then slowly but surely, God started to reveal, like, yeah, you guys are for each other. And they started courting, I think, in February. They were engaged in June, married in July. And so, if you had told her, and she says this herself, if you would have told her on January 1st, 2020, that she would be married before the year is up, she would have told you were crazy. Like, there were no prospects. She was literally just like, I'm good. It's just me and God. So you never know when he might show up. So in the meantime, enjoy your moments right now, because when he comes, It's not all rainbows and butterflies, sis. Okay, relationships take work. Marriage is a lot more work, and it's a partnership, and you're gonna have to compromise. You're gonna have to learn how to, I know people hate the word submit, but you're gonna have to learn how to submit on some things. And you know, like, it's gonna be a lot. And so just enjoy it. So those are the tips I have for you right now. You know, I don't have any more cuffing season specific videos, but I am going to continue to talk about singleness, because there are other single women in the body of Christ, other single mothers specifically. So I will keep releasing videos in between my other videos, because at the end of the day, we're here to talk about purpose, business, life, and just everything in between, you know, so faith and all that. So anyways, if you're not subscribed to my channel and you stayed this long, you might as well hit subscribe, because you clearly like hearing me talk. So you might as well hit subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any future videos. And I will see you guys on Tuesday for the next video. Don't forget to like and comment down below and share with a friend. See you later. Bye.